A galaxy was hit by another galaxy, almost straight through its center. What happened next created one of the strangest structures we've ever seen in space. Watch till the end, because at the end of the story, I'll tell you the name of this galaxy. About 500 million light-years from Earth, there is a galaxy with a huge ring surrounding its center. And when we look at it, we're not seeing what it looks like today. We're seeing light that began its journey toward Earth roughly 500 million years ago. So we're actually looking deep into the past. Scientists believe this galaxy was once much more like a normal disk galaxy, with stars, gas, and dust spread across a large rotating structure. Then another galaxy came incredibly close. And instead of simply passing by, it appears to have traveled almost directly through the center. Now, when you hear the word collision, you might imagine billions of stars smashing into each other. But that's not really what happens. Galaxies are mostly empty space. The stars inside them are separated by enormous distances, so direct star-to-star collisions are extremely rare. The real impact happens between enormous clouds of gas and dust. As the smaller galaxy passed through, it disturbed the material inside the larger galaxy.
That disturbance sent a powerful wave moving outward. Think about dropping a stone into a calm lake. The impact happens in one place, but the waves spread outward. Now replace the lake with an entire galaxy. That's roughly what happened here. A wave of material began moving away from the center, and as that wave passed through clouds of gas, it compressed them. That compression can trigger gravity to pull the gas together and form new stars. So the collision didn't simply destroy the galaxy, it actually created the conditions for huge amounts of new star formation. And this is where the story gets really interesting. The enormous ring surrounding the galaxy isn't just a strange shape, it's evidence of what happened. The outer ring contains regions packed with young stars and active star formation. Some of these stars are massive, extremely hot, and incredibly bright. But massive stars don't live very long. Eventually, many of them end their lives in powerful explosions called supernovae. So the aftermath of one ancient collision is still producing new stars today, and the scale is almost impossible to picture.
The outer structure is roughly 1.5 times the size of our Milky Way. That's an enormous region of space. Yet from Earth, all of it appears as one distant object in the sky. And then, astronomers got an even better look. The James Webb Space Telescope observed this galaxy using infrared light. And that matters because dust can hide huge parts of a galaxy from visible light telescopes. Infrared observations can reveal structures that are much harder to see otherwise. Webb's instruments revealed the inner and outer rings in remarkable detail. They showed enormous amounts of dust, stars, and regions where new stars are forming. So what looks like a simple glowing ring is actually an incredibly active environment. And scientists can use these details to reconstruct what happened. They can study the distribution of stars. They can examine the gas and dust. They can look at the ages of different stellar populations. And they can study the smaller galaxies around it. All of these clues help scientists work backward and understand the collision. But here's something important. Nobody actually watched this collision happen.
There was no telescope pointed at it hundreds of millions of years ago. We only have the evidence it left behind. Its shape, its rings, its gas, its dust, and the young stars that formed after the collision. It's almost like investigating an ancient cosmic crime scene. And the more evidence scientists collect, the clearer the story becomes. A smaller galaxy came through. A wave moved outward. Gas was compressed. New stars began forming, and the galaxy was transformed. But the story doesn't stop with the collision itself. This object is valuable because it shows us something much bigger about the universe. Galaxies are not static. They change. They interact. They pull on each other through gravity. Gas moves around them. Stars are born and die, And sometimes one encounter can completely reshape an entire galaxy. That's exactly what we're seeing here. The ring is a record of the collision. The young stars are part of its aftermath, and the surrounding structures give scientists more clues about how the event unfolded.
So when you look at this galaxy, you're not simply looking at a beautiful object in deep space. You're looking at the remains of a cosmic encounter that happened hundreds of millions of years ago. And somehow, that ancient story is still visible from Earth today. Now we can finally reveal the name. This extraordinary galaxy is called the Cartwheel Galaxy. It's roughly 500 million light-years away, and its unusual shape was created by a powerful interaction with another galaxy. What looks like a giant wheel in space is actually the aftermath of a galactic collision. A collision that pushed material outward. A collision that triggered new stars. And a collision whose evidence is still visible hundreds of millions of years later. That's what makes the universe so incredible. Sometimes the most beautiful things we see in space are actually the scars left behind by something incredibly violent.
If you enjoyed this story, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with someone who loves space. And tell me in the comments, if you could watch one event in the universe happen in real time, what would you choose? I'll see you in the next space mystery.